All right, guys, here's the last part of our install. Talk about passing game. We came out of our coaches meeting the other day, and one of the things we talked about was simplifying it for the receivers. We are doing away with the tags like Bears, Broncos, Dolphins. There are still some tags, but the base passing stuff, what we call four and under, or what we used to call null series. That's where we tell the outside receiver what to do and the inside receiver what to do as a concept. We're going to give you the route numbers. Okay. So if you look down here, I can barely get it on the screen. I'll adjust the way I do this moving forward. Um, but the formation we're in is left. That's talking to the tight end just to review. The second thing you'll hear, so that's the formation right there. The second thing you'll hear when there's a pass is you automatically hear protection. Okay. So that's Lobo. So that's for the offensive lineman. Okay. Then the third thing you'll hear is two numbers like we do 41, 42. We'll change those because that would now be um, curl flat or cat. We'll figure that out. But anyway, so we'll tell you outside receiver run a nine, inside receiver run a one. Okay, if you are to the one receiver side, you always run the first number. Don't worry about the second number. Okay. All right. Now, when we come out and call right now in our base until we get our progressions in, which we'll start teaching this week, we call 91, and if we wanted to run it to the right, it would be east. Okay. And then we may change those tags. I mean, we may run across some of my old coaches who would know that kind of stuff. And it could be home away. It could be, um, sky or whatever. I don't know. But right now it's east. So that means this tells these two what to run. Okay. If we don't make any call, it's both. It's understood. Both is understood. Okay. All right. So both is understood. So that means 91 over here, 91 over here. All right. Now let me talk about how the 9 and the 1 are run so that we can make sure that we get quick game to look like quick game. Understand, quick game for the quarterback is catch and release. Okay. That means as quickly as possible, he catches it, he reads his defender, he makes the throw. Okay. All right. So this 9 is an FOR. Okay. That stands for forced outside release. Okay. It's vital to this throw because here again, we need you to engage the outside shoulder of this defender, work through it up the field, and maybe this is not drawn up right. Coach Wash will clean that up. But we restack once we get past that defender and that quarterback's catching and throwing that ball on a line. Okay. Why do we do that? One, because we know that safeties, they should first drop, then redirect over the play to throw. Okay. If we ever come up against a safety that's coming off that hash at the snap of the ball to cover that up, his goose is cooked. And I'll show that to you later. Some of you know it, but that's because we put stuff backside. But anyway, as long as they're fundamental, we throw that on a line and that receiver catches that ball right about here, just as he clears that corner comes off, and that throw goes right there on the line, not up in the air. Okay, quarterbacks, I need to see that catch, step, throw, and it needs to be on the line. All right, receivers, I need to make that outside release and then be ready to catch that ball coming over my inside shoulder. And here again, you got one guy to beat. And when we make that throw, quick game turns into a touchdown. I'm okay with that. But the goal is, and what will happen more times than not is, you catch that throw and this guy will range over. And like I said, you either make him miss or we get a first down. All right. But the whole goal of quick game is to get 4 yards. Okay. So if this corner bails with you, all right, the quarterback catch throw to the F. Okay. That's why we can't have you guys going up the field and then bending over. Okay. One, you bring if this is the guy that's supposed if he's going to bail, that means somebody got to cover curl flat, which is this area, or that's the curl. There's the flat. He's got both. Boom, boom. Or he's a flat defender and he's supposed to chase and cover that up. If you go up, you do his job for him because you get closer to him, then you try to get away from him. Well, we don't do that. We try to get away from him. So as soon as you take one step, turn outside, that ball should be there. When you catch that ball early, because the quarterback's thrown it, that gives you time once that corner has redirected, come down, make the tackle. Now that gives you time to deal with him. Be an athlete, get by him, get up the field, and the race is on. Okay. Here again, that's not our goal, but if we do things right, these plays can become effective, and the defense has to cover them up. Okay. One reason I love this play is it's the foundation, as I'll show you, to the next two plays that we're gonna put in. So this is 91. Okay, 9 there and a 1 here. Over here, same thing. 9 here, 1 there. Okay, remember, and if I had called it to the east, that's the 9-1 over there, and then we start our progression backside. And I'll explain that in another video. Okay, all right, let me move forward. Okay, now we take that same base, which is 91. There's the 9, there's the 1, and now we tag it. So what we're looking at, and I'll draw protection too, which would be razor and laser, which is full slide. All right, so the play I'm going to draw up, and sorry I don't have the words typed on here. I think they're down below there. Okay, is this looks bad, but it's the best I can do. This is I'm sorry. This is rock. Is a formation. Tight end F and Z. Rock razor. Okay. 91. That's talking to these two receivers right here, 1 and 2. And then the tag for the number 3 receiver is flood. Okay. Which we could go 9, 9, 13. 9 route, 1 route, 3 route. But here again, I like the tag flood because it's universal. You'll run flood from now until you stop playing football. Okay. All right. So rock razor 91 flood. Rock razor 91 flood. There's the formation. There's the protection for the O line. There's the outside 2 receivers. There's the wise route. Okay. And the reason I like to use the tags here is because the in this formation, two of the best quick game we'll run in this 3-by-1 configuration is flood and stick. Okay. All right. And so stick would be the tight end runs up 5 yards, turns to the right. Okay. All right. Back to flood. Here's what he does. He runs up 10 and then just for a brief second, turn back in case he's needed and then break to the sideline. So you run that in 2 parts. Okay. So sprint for 10, stick your foot in the ground, turn back towards the quarterback, and then carry over here. Okay. One thing that we found that does is it allows this guy to feel unchallenged. And if he is dropping, he continues to drop deeper, and that makes this window a lot bigger when the quarterback is working from that receiver to that receiver. Okay. And I talked to uh, quarterbacks about the read here is actually if that corner is off and it's 1 high, there's nobody to protect that area. So you pretty much certain he's going to be over top of that. Okay. So we kill that route and we'll come in and read this defender that on a high low. Okay. If he drops underneath that, he comes, we throw this. If he comes down, we throw that. And that's one reason we want that little hesitation because if you don't flash behind him, he gonna come down quicker and that's gonna open you up. Okay. So that's why we do that little hesitation, run that move and that in 2 parts. Okay. All right. Here, all of this is east. So backside, we have a splitter. And let me talk about the splitter because I don't think I was specific enough last year. Okay. Who are you splitting? Okay. You're splitting the two deep defenders to your side. Okay. If it's a safety here, if it's two high safety, you split those two. Okay. If it's one high safety, you go between the corner and the safety because he's going to drop. And when he sees this roll here, he may go away from you. Now, that's my read quarterbacks. I'll give you that. That's my read. You do what you're supposed to do where I call it, and I'll tell you when it's time to go hit that backside. All right. So that's that. Let me look at the protection real quick. Um, Offensive line, okay, are one, two, three, four, five have to block there. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, the four down linemen plus one linebacker. Okay, so here again, I don't want us running out here for nobody. Okay, we add the back to this. His job is to block the widest defender. That would be that linebacker. Okay. Tackle, you got the same guy, but you got to run out here, overtake, and pin him inside. Okay. Guard, you're running out here to help the center with that guy or any blitzer to your gap. Left guard, you're taking a gap, turning back on that guy. It's the same guy you would have. You're just moving over in order to get a position to help us build that wall. Same thing, tackle, run over here and get that guy. If he wants to run way around here, let him be it because our quarterback is doing that right there. All right. And one more thing on the play for the quarterbacks. Uh, I think I told both of you, all three of you, that you get three steps. Okay. Belly out. Once you start downhill, one, two, three, you make a decision. Is he there or is he there? Okay, we're going to say in this scenario that corner's gone. Okay, make your read. If the read doesn't look good, get up here, give me 4 to 5 yards, get on the ground and do it again. Okay, do not allow these receivers to get into the boundary and be throwing with the boundary serving as a defensive guy and then have a guy get in here and get lucky. Okay, not to call anybody out, but go back and look at the end of our Harding game last year. You can't throw late to the sideline. That's a no-no. Okay. I'd much rather you, if you don't see anything that you need, run, and we just had to live with it. I'd rather do that than try to thread the needle in here and have some kind of crazy turnover happen. So, anyway, well, guys, that's our install. Here again, if you have any questions, hit me up on Remind. I'm actually sending all these links out on Remind. Make sure that you look at them. Make sure you talk about it uh, with your position coaches. If you have any questions, also talk to me. All right. You guys have a great weekend.